As we move on now here on Gwinnett Business Radio, our next guest is Mike Stiles with a company called Sketchworks. Mike, you're the chairman, you're a writer, you're a performer for Sketchworks. Tell everybody, what is Sketchworks?
Well, it's a very unique and very different entertainment experience here in Atlanta. And thanks for having me here very much. I've always wanted to be on, what's the name of the show again?
He's a comedy guy, and he's already starting with the comedy.
I was told Ryan Seacrest would be interviewing me. Is he outside?
No, I am Ryan Seacrest.
Is this the warm-up? Okay. Well, I'll go ahead.
Mike, thank you for joining us today on Gwinnett Business Radio.
I'll go ahead.
We're out of time.
I'll go ahead and tell you guys what Sketchworks is. It is a sketch comedy troupe. Now, here's the thing. We're the only sketch comedy troupe in town. There are a lot of stand-up comedy clubs in Atlanta, great ones. You can go there anytime and see a great stand-up act. There are a lot of improv troupes in town, and people get improv very confused with sketch. Improv is not written. It's a bunch of actors getting up on the stage, soliciting suggestions from the crowd, and making things up on the spot. Sketch is traditional sketch like you would have seen on shows like Monty Python, Mad TV, Saturday Night Live, In Living Color. You know, if you don't think all that stuff was written, you know, you're an ill-informed TV viewer. It's all scripted sketch comedy. Even going back like the Carol Burnett show, you know, those things were fueled on sketch comedy, the variety type shows. So that's what we do. Our shows last about 2 hours, and it's one short scripted sketch after another, about 3 to 4 minutes each. One right after the other. There's changes in costumes, changes in sets. It is a very high-energy, very high-paced, exhausting experience, both for the actors and for the audience. It's a wild ride. And the reason we like doing sketch comedy, you know, as opposed to improv, and a lot of our people do stand up and they do improv, and there's a great appreciation for that art. But we like to celebrate the art of comedy writing as well as comedy performing. We're really into the craft of writing comedy.
And I could say I've been to several shows, so I've enjoyed it over the years. Where do you find your actors and your writers and the performers and that are part of Sketchworks?
Kelly Services is usually who we go to for our comedy staffing. No, you know, it's one of those things that no matter what you do in life, there's a part of you that wants to do the funny stuff.
I got your new PA guy, by the way, for your next tournament, Bob.
I forgot to ask where you stand on grunting. That whole issue of can you grunt when you play tennis?
Tournament directors aren't allowed to grunt.
Yeah, it's probably very distracting for the players when someone on the side is going,
which I think is what Andy Roddick said when he got woken up from his nap and had to come back to finish the match, but maybe a little bit more.
Our people are actors. You know, they have a desire to act for a living. That's not always possible to pay the bills as just an actor or as a writer. So, you know, they all do different things in life as a career. But, you know, they hear about Sketchworks. They come to a show. They love what they see. They picture themselves up on that stage doing the same kind of thing, or they picture themselves writing out a sketch and seeing it come to life and become real right there on the stage. And so they approach us, and we have a class system that's set up kind of like Second City, which is an improv troupe in Chicago, very well known. We have introductory sketch writing and sketch performing classes, and then intermediate, and then there's a master class. And you kind of work your way up through the system so that one day you're ready for the main stage troupe, and that's you up on that stage performing and getting belly laughs out of a packed house.
So we're talking with Mike Stiles from Sketchworks. He thought he was going to talk to Ryan Seacrest. I thought I was going to interview Ryan Stiles from, Drew Carey's show. But so it's not just coming and watching, but people who want to actually get involved and learn more about this. So it's a very interactive experience.
Yeah, it is. It's not as interactive to come as an audience member, and really, it's so funny to watch the audiences come because they have no idea what they're going to see.
Because there aren't many sketch comedy out. You're the only one in Atlanta.
They're very confused as to what's going on or why. You know, some people come in expecting to see improv, and then they realize, well, that's not what this is. This is much bigger than that.
Do they shout out just randomly?
They do. What's going on here?
Paper bag.
And they try to stop the show, and that doesn't work. Other people think it's a play. and that they're going to see, a full-length story. And then when these little individual sketches start getting thrown at them, they're like, "What? What is this? What have you brought
What happened
me
to the guy before?"
And some very well done pre-produced film things that you show up on the big screen as
Right.
well. Very
Yeah.
much like Saturday Night Live.
Yeah, we do some pre-produced short videos that we incorporate into the show because we got to have some time to change clothes backstage, after all. And we have a YouTube channel that those go up on. Yeah, people are very surprised when they come because they really haven't seen anything like it. They haven't been to anything like it. And by the time they leave, we always get the same comment: "You guys are so much funnier than Saturday Night Live."
How big is the cast?
The cast is usually about 8 to 9 people. That gives everybody plenty to do. And the fun part about bringing new people up through the system is everyone comes with their own new characters. Just like Saturday Night Live, one group will come along, and then another group will bring their point of view, and the same with the writers. We have such a bizarre melting pot of people. Every race, every persuasion, every point of view, every political stance. I mean, nothing would bring us together if it weren't for comedy. But we all come together for the love of comedy, and so our shows reflect that. We have so many different voices and points of view in our comedy that you're going to walk away loving some stuff and hating other stuff, depending on your point of view. Although we've never really had people say they hated it. We don't get many walkouts because we have a guard at the door, for one thing. But that's what's another thing that's so fun about it is every sketch it's a world premiere every 3 minutes. Because if you don't like what you're seeing now, something else is coming in 3 minutes. It's going to knock your socks off.
Is there anything that's off limits, or when you're performing it or writing it, thinking maybe we shouldn't do this, or is it? Hey, you go for it.
No, we have some writers and actors that should be institutionalized. Really, if we turned them in, they probably would be. Nothing is off limits. It's comedy tends to be the only politically correct free zone left, where people can express what they want to express, say what they want to say, and let the audience be the judge. If they boo us off stage, then we'll know how they felt about that. Or if they're roaring with laughter, we know how they felt about that. But we encourage different points of view. And I don't think there's a whole lot of rules.
The people that come through your classes and some of them who eventually become part of the cast, they're an eclectic mix. They're a diverse background. Where do most of them come from, or what's the breadth of where you found some of these people who've come?
Atlanta has a very, very large acting community, and getting larger all the time because so many productions are coming here for the tax benefits. So Atlanta, really is becoming Hollywood South. And so a lot of people are getting interested in acting and in performing. We share the space with an acting school called Your Act, which trains people to do on-camera acting, on-camera auditioning. A lot of people discover us that way. By the way, the theater, we do have our own theater facility. It's in Decatur, and it's technically in Scottdale, which is just outside of Decatur. But we just say we're inside the perimeter. Come on, give us a break. Have you tried to rent a theater? It's expensive. But it's a great place to be.
And you guys are a nonprofit organization, so nobody's getting rich off this.
No.
Is it so? I mean, ticket sales, I guess some sponsorships as well. I mean, that's where you bring in your revenue. And how difficult is it to get the folks to leave their TV to come see some live comedy?
Wow, what a good question. You've made me glad Ryan Seacrest is not in here doing the interview. The part about getting people to come out of their homes and put down their phones and put down their iPads and come out and experience live comedy with other human beings and sharing that experience, that is getting really, really hard. And it's not just us. The improv clubs, traditional theater, and stand-up clubs, they're all undergoing the same thing. It's like, boy, it's harder to get people to come out and do stuff. And once people do, they come back. And that's we've been around for a long time now. We've built our audience. We always sell out the house. We've got our next show opens February 1st. One of our dates is already sold out. So, we're in a good space where our theater holds 99 people, sometimes a little more.
99, not 100, but 99.
There's a reason for that. But, it's hard to get people to come out, but if they do, and once they do, they really love what we do. The nonprofit part, yes, we're a 501c3 nonprofit arts organization. We're very fortunate in that we have no debt. The money that comes from concessions and tickets always covers our nut. Nobody gets paid. Writers don't get paid. Actors don't get paid. We do this purely for the love of being on that stage, making people laugh. Now, our tech people, they like to get paid when we have posters printed up. For some reason, they want to get paid. They've sent large guys, burly guys with hairy knuckles to make sure we understand they want to get paid. But we can exist just on ticket sales and concessions. But the 501c3 allows people to participate and support what we're doing with additional donations.
Mike, I asked you, before you came on, is there a question maybe you'd like me to ask you? And one question that I saw that kind of stood out is like, why do you want me to ask you this? Do all the actors and performers, and I'm reading it verbatim, do all the actors and performers get along, or is there jealousy, catfighting, and backstabbing?
I wanted you to ask that because, yes, there's jealousy, catfighting, and backstabbing. No, that goes back to what I was saying earlier.
Wait. That's all? You're just going to say it and then move on? I mean, you got to dig into that a little.
Well, there would be hair pulling, but we're wearing wigs, so that doesn't really do anything. But the reason I wanted to ask that was going back to what a wonderful place it is. If you've created a place where people who are just diametrically opposed to each other and who wouldn't get along or work together in any other place or any other format, we're working together and, laughing together and creating something great together that's making people laugh. And that's one of the things that I am so proud of about Sketchworks is all those different people, all those different backgrounds, all those different points of view coming together to do that one greater good, which is to give people a better day. No matter what they're going through, people go through rough stuff. And if they come into our theater and for an hour and a half to 2 hours, they are laughing harder than they've laughed in 5 years. And that makes you feel better than anything else you could do.
Okay, Mike Stiles, by the way, with Sketchworks. I say I've never been to a show. Tell me about maybe some of the reoccurring characters or give me a little comedy right now or some impressions or
say something funny.
Say something. Give me a reason that I want to come see you because so far you have not been funny at all.
I know. Well, let's see. I was going to give you a dramatic monologue, actually. Yeah. It's funny. Another reason to get involved in Sketchworks is a lot of agents come to our shows. A lot of people in the industry come and see our shows, and people get hired to do commercials, TV, movies. I heard that John Belushi and Dan Aykroyd, Chevy Chase, they all started with Sketchworks. Wait a minute. I'm sorry. That's what I'm saying. So yeah, they don't get paid, but they do get exposure. They do get booked. They do get jobs. So that is, a very big benefit to being part of the Sketchworks organization. Give me one of the more popular characters over the years, or explain. Well, it's not me, but we have a guy named Shenester Merriweather, celebrity casting director, and he's always running down the people who come in to audition for him. He belittles them. He, just talks down to them. It's not terribly far removed from real life and how the industry is. But he wears this bright yellow suit, and he's not gay. He's just from Michigan. That's his explanation for his demeanor. And he's one of our, key characters, and he hosts a lot of the shows. We've got Notorious D.A.D. He's a white, middle-aged suburban rapper, I think he's my neighbor. Yeah, well, he raps about what he knows, and that's all he knows is life in the cul-de-sac. So, he's made several appearances, and if you're interested in seeing a little bit of what Sketchworks does, you can go to youtube.com/Sketchworks, and a lot of our pre-produced videos are right there. When you said you were having a new show coming out February 1st, when do the shows normally, what are the nights, what are the times? Because you mentioned where the theater is already. Yeah, we do 3 show runs a year. In spring, winter, and fall, and then we do a one-night-only Christmas show and fundraiser, so that's kind of our calendar. Each show run lasts 5 weekends, and it's every Friday and Saturday night at 8 p.m. And then, we have other stuff like the master class does their own performance. We have a master class show or showcase, and then that lands on other weekends. And in the summers, we actually have a sketch teens program where teenagers can get involved. We clean it up a good bit. It's safe for the teens. And so they get to go through the Sketchworks experience and put on their own show. My own daughter actually, did that, and boy, she caught the bug, which I don't know if I want her to have that bug or not. But it's wonderful that the kids absolutely love being able to make people laugh and not get sent to the principal for it.
Mike, you mentioned the YouTube videos that people can go and watch some of the pre-produced stuff and laugh their silly heads off. But as far as getting tickets, show times, locations, as far as, how to get to the Decatur Theater or the theater in Scottsdale, wherever that is. Because you put on your GPS and sometimes it won't show up, but it's Decatur.
You put Scottsdale in, your GPS goes, yeah, right. Come on, where do you really want to go?
Nobody goes there. You have a website for Sketchworks as well.
We do, sketchworkscomedy.com. Sketchworkscomedy.com. You can read all about us and what we do, and all the schedules of all our classes and shows and performances are right there. And we would love for you to come check us out, because we can promise you something you're not going to get anywhere else in Atlanta.
And it's very affordable as well.
It's really cheap. I mean, compared to what other shows charge, it's like $15 the tickets online.
Well, I'm going to make
a 2-hour live show.
I'm going to make a personal appeal to Ryan Seacrest to go to sketchworkscomedy.com, since Mike didn't get the interview he really wanted today.
He'll get to finally meet Ryan.
Yeah.
Ryan went to Georgia, worked at the campus radio station where I did, where Mike did as well. So, there's that Ryan Seacrest connection.
Yeah, he owes us.
Snooty celebrity.
Somewhere in my mind, he owes us.
Exactly. Mike, thanks so much. Continued success. I mean, it's, you guys work very hard. I mean, you have normal, typically 9 to 5 weekday jobs, but you do this because of the love of it. And I know a lot of people enjoy it.
Yeah. Well, thank you. It's a pleasure to do it. We love doing it. So come see what we do.